Hello.
Hello again, friend of a friend. I know you well.
Welcome back
Y'all don't mess with Scott
to the Twin Bed Talks.
I love Spock.
Twin Bed Talks. Yes, that was the most majority voted voted one, I fear.
Today we're talking about our first week of class. Are you excited?
Not really, no.
Oh.
Right.
Oh.
Oh my god, this is my song. You're gonna have to put it up just
What
a
are you
little.
listening to?
Yeah.
How could you hear that?
I can hear it. Okay, so we cannot let music distract us that much.
Okay. I just have to play the first part.
Would you like to go first?
Okay. My first week was it was a lot. There was like a lot of trouble with like the mailroom, and I got that all sorted out. Honestly, it wasn't anything special. You have to turn it off just for this part. Yeah.
Back to the plot.
So basically, my first day was interesting. The classes like showed the first class I had is a lot. Like it has a lot of like a heavy workload. The second class I have on Monday was it was normal. It was like my class last semester. Like it was just a normal amount of work. I honestly don't think it'll be a lot. I think it's gonna be more in class. Tuesdays and Fridays I only have one class, and that is also a very heavy workload class. And it fills my global perspectives requirement. And then Wednesday I have off, and that's where I'm going to be going to places. Thursday I have one more class than I do usually on Mondays, so I have 3 classes on Thursday, and I had a 3-hour class with my teacher that I had a 3-hour class with last. And she makes it go by so quickly, and I was like, oh my god, great. And it's psych disorders. So I'm honestly okay with having a 3-hour class when we're talking about that, because she like engages a lot, and she's like really funny. She kind of has like Gen Z humor, but not in like a
She's like skibbity toileters.
yeah, but like not in a way where it's like, I was about to say, it's just not in a way where it's like making fun of it. It's more of like how it's just like, it seems normal, but she also has like 2 kids that are our age, so yeah. And she works with kids that are our age.
So she knows.
Yeah. And then Friday was normal. Yeah, this week was pretty normal. You're gonna probably get more out of those 2 because personally, I don't like to have a busy schedule. So, yeah.
Right. I feel like I should go next because I'm not the busiest out of all of us, but I am a little bit more busy than her.
A lot of it.
Right. Okay. So I would give my week.
Oh, did you rate your week?
I rate it a 5 out of 10. It was pretty
Aw.
mid. Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Like, I had to go to school. So, how good could it really be?
I rate my week a 7.5 out of 10. I enjoy all my classes. Do I enjoy all the readings they give?
Right, because you should have seen the giant bag that she came back to the dorm with like 10 books in it.
Books. For context, I'm an English major taking 2 literature courses at the same time. I have to read a book a week starting next week. We're gonna move on from that fact. Actually, that is my 3-hour class, like her, that I have with a professor that taught me last semester, and I love that woman. Damn. Right.
Normal.
But yeah, it was just getting back into the academic headspace, which kind of sucks when you're being thrown readings. And syllabus week always sucks because they lay out the entire semester in an 80-minute period and say,
it's so overwhelming.
They say, yep, this is what you're going to do. And they're bringing up projects like months ahead, and you really don't have to worry about that, but your brain makes you worry about it. Or maybe mine just does, but still. I also have a job. I'm getting paid. I like my job. It's very fun. I hung out with people that I haven't seen for the entire break, which I love. I miss my people, other than these people, but I saw them during the break, so that doesn't count. Both virtually and physically. And I guess that's all, guys.
I would rate my week like a 9 out of 10.
Period.
I also have a job. We have the same job.
Yes, we have the same job.
We're working with students with disabilities and helping them stay organized in their classes. And
I'm going to a kid's job with him, which is going to be fun because I'm in my office girl era.
Yeah. Oh.
Era.
Was that your whiteboard?
It sounded like it.
So for a little context, last semester, Amaya's roommate knocked her whiteboard off.
And it broke, and I had to get a new one because it fell off so many times that it was framed, and the wooden frame broke.
Busted.
It was super glued, Gorilla glued on. And I just heard it fall again.
She also broke her big hand sanitizer.
Right.
And recompensated her $5 for that.
Right.
And
that
the
was
door
like
came
$20.
off the track at one point.
Oh, right. In the closet. And then I got blamed and was like, make sure you move your stuff out of the way. Did I put it off the hinges? I don't remember that being me.
To any soon-to-be college students, do not be scared away by these horror stories of a roommate.
It's just mine is incompetent.
Wow. Back to today's
I like
week.
this song. Anywho, I have to look at my schedule. My Mondays, so I'm in a psych lab and it's supposed to be Mondays and Thursdays, but she said we don't have to go to the Monday one.
Oh.
So I'm like, bless up. My Mondays now start at 12:30.
Oh, we love.
So I have work from 12:30 to 4, and then I have ASL, which I love ASL.
Her name is Danae.
Right. And then I'm going to see if I can go to a life group after.
The Christian life group?
We'll see if I'm not exhausted. Tuesdays I have work, and then I have physics, which is not horrible.
Continue.
And then me and Amaya go to the gym. I'm so excited. Wednesdays, I have schooling in the American Dream, and I love that class. And then we have Roscoe, which is for first-gen ed students.
Rise up.
And then I have lyric theater.
Happy Black History Month.
Oh, yes, happy Black History Month. Are you okay?
To all the Black viewers out there, happy Black History Month to you.
To you, Mom, especially, happy Black History Month. College that I go to, musical theater. And then I have dance. Am I boring you?
No. I'm locked in.
Then I have dance. And then Thursdays I have class. And then I have work. And then me and Amaya go to the gym again. And then I have dance. And then Fridays I have work. And then I have physics again. And then me and Amaya go to the gym. And then on Sundays me and Amaya go to the gym.
Period.
Well, that's
so
that.
Now.
So I found this podcast this morning, and it's called, what is it? Upstairs Neighbors, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about these two girls that do the same thing as us. They practically just sit and yap. But they just go straight off the dome with it.
Wait.
Why do cats hate dogs?
Is it that cats hate dogs, or is it that we've, as a society, made the stereotype that cats hate dogs?
But, like, cats get upset when they see dogs, no?
Well, yeah, my cat does, but my cat's, like, old.
But you also have a dog in the house. So the cat is used to seeing the dog.
A very excitable dog. Like, that bothers the calm presence of the cat. I don't think every
What are you
cat
looking
hates
for?
dogs. I think it just
I'm trying to
depends.
see I'm trying to see if the podcast she's talking about is a podcast I watched.
Upstairs neighbors.
Yeah.
It's too weird. They talk like they're from California. They have to be from the West Coast because like the way they have twang in their voice.
yeah.
Yeah, I like them. They're a vibe.
Yeah.
They really just sit and talk about anything that comes to their dome, and I'm like, yeah, like that just makes so much sense. Y'all know Doechii has a BBL?
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't know that. It looks natural.
So does Scissors.
Scissors does look natural. Listen, Scissors had so much work done.
Mm-hmm.
Like her face looked different.
Mm-hmm. But she's beautiful.
Not to take away that she is a gorgeous woman.
She's beautiful. She was beautiful before she got the work done too.
Yeah.
My brother went to school with her.
Really?
Didn't your aunt go to school with her?
My
Since she was a weirdo.
stepmom. Yeah.
More sorry, Scissor.
Says I'm your biggest fan. Scorsese Baby Daddy is such a good song. 30 for 30 is such a good song. Normal Girl makes me cry.
I'm sorry, girl, but I did not listen to that deluxe. No shade, but it just wasn't for me. But you got me with that EP. You got me with that EP
Z?
drop. Yeah. That is my album.
I don't know if I like Z.
Your?
I've never listened to Z.
Oh my god.
There's-
Listen to Your.
What is it, Babylon?
And Sweet November.
Sweet November is good.
And then obviously Child's Play.
I have to, hold on. Which one is this?
Your.
Oh, the first one. I like Babylon and I like Sweet November.
Wow.
I think I remember liking Warm Winds too. Yeah. I don't know. I love SZA.
Do you think everybody that you come to know in life
Julia.
is to teach you a lesson?
Yes.
I used to say people stay for life or they stay to teach you a lesson and then they go.
My mom says people come into your life for a season for a reason.
Period.
Unfortunately,
She's like, no,
like
people are
it.
useless.
yeah, they're just really, because I know the lesson, and then I learn from it, so I act different. And then, because I'll deal with that before, and I'm like, you know what, then I'm not going to do that again. So this time, I look at more concrete signs.
Right.
And you know what happens? The same thing.
Wait,
So just don't
So
trust
maybe you
anyone.
haven't
we were
changed as much
supposed
as
to
you thought you
rotate
did.
seating order.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Man, whatever. We're stuck like this forever
Then
now.
maybe you just haven't changed as much as you thought
no,
you
I
did.
definitely
Are
have.
you sure?
I'm 110% positive. Because
Positive.
there are things that I did in the last situation that were I could tell how I got here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not happy that you got there?
Yes, because
Okay.
when I got there, I was like, I did this to myself.
Right. Well, let's see how she admires herself in the camera.
So
Have we guessed her zodiac sign yet?
Right. So at this point, I'm just realizing that the world has a lot more emotionally damaged people than it does good people. And the emotionally damaged people
Well,
go to
Does
the people
emotionally
that
damage mean bad?
I
No.
would say emotionally damaged is. You can still be a good person while being.
I didn't say they're a bad
emotionally damaged.
person, but I'm saying if you're emotionally damaged and then you're communicating that you're not communicating that to people who are within themselves, right? And then the excuse or your excuse in your head that makes you feel better for acting that way is, well, listen, my whole life has been X, Y, and Z. Listen, we can go bar for trauma and I'ma win. So what is your excuse? Tell me. Quickly.
Maybe it's a different lesson.
Time's up.
Maybe they're trying to teach you patience.
Girl, is 4 months not patient?
Listen, we can have patience, but having tolerance and having patience are two different things. And I'll bring up this
That's
point
true.
so many times because the so smart, I won't drop her name in here because she got connections to people of importance, I guess, for her. But Miss EF, yep, she will always. She was the one that brought it to perspective for me that you can be patient, but sometimes you cannot have tolerance for things. Who was that?
Never mind.
Who she
That was just
said?
my guess.
No. Man, I don't know what type of connection she got. Should I really be dropping her name on the podcast? Yeah, like you can be so patient and you can have so much patience, but to be tolerant of something, especially when it goes against your values or who you are or like how you keep your peace, then it's okay to like, you're not losing patience, you're withholding the fact that you're not tolerant of shit. And I feel like that's great. I feel like everybody should learn what they're not tolerant of, because when you keep that from around you, like, you really find your peace. And people be wondering why they're so caught up in
your
drama.
Your calendar fell. Do you want me to try and put it back up? How'd it fall? That's all I'm gonna say.
Wait, can we get a flashback to the point in time where we heard something drop?
Right.
Which is gonna be fun because I'm in my office girl era.
Yeah. Oh.
Era. Go back.
Because the way I slam my closet door and that crap doesn't fall. The way that I slam my closet door and it doesn't come off the hinges.
Yo, she repeating shit like Dr. Umar.
But whenever she's in that room alone, something of mine always breaks.
That's something else to bring up too.
Bruh, I'm gonna make it where she gets on that bed and it goes. And I'm kidding, guys. I would never do that.
Right.
But no, if I go in there and my board is broken, I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna lie, that's about $30. Cause I replaced the other one.
Right. And did she
Now-
offer to replace
No.
it? That's not right, Richard.
So,
There you go.
wow.
Wow.
Wait, what were we talking about? Oh, right. Yeah, so what I'm realizing, and I think maybe my lesson is I need to stop thinking about others. I need to start being selfish at this point. No, yes. Because that's how I get myself into this situation, is because I practice too much selflessness.
Okay.
And when I try to practice, so let me not be selfless. Let me just think for myself in certain situations and just prepare myself on how to react. That's when people try to take advantage of me. So now,
I feel like that's not selflessness. That's just being overly considerate of other people.
There is a
Potato,
difference
potato.
between being a selfless person and a people pleaser.
And I really don't think I'm a people pleaser.
I don't think you're a
I think
people pleaser
But I
either.
think you're very considerate of other people.
Yes.
Right. Because I think about others before myself.
Which is a good trait.
In
It's
moderation.
right. So
You
I
just
need
can't
to
let people
stop
walk all over you.
selflessness.
Or
because
to
that's
or-
how it's getting.
or-
to have a friend
or-
so we can have, like,
Or we
one,
talk
two,
about
three.
boundaries.
Right. So I set boundaries, yet it still happens. So this is what I mean by selflessness. I'm just gonna abolish it, and let's see.
You're gonna abolish boundaries?
Like
No. I'm gonna abolish selflessness that I practice, and let's see who tries me when I'm now selfish.
What does selfishness look like to you?
Selfishness looks like I see someone upset and hurt due to a situation. I ask them once, how do you feel? Oh, I don't know, like, maybe I'll talk about it later. Okay. I'm not asking again.
And you don't have
And I'm gonna now, while you're thinking about that, you're out of my head because you got that. You can deal with that now. Now I'm going to deal with me. Now I'm going to focus on myself. And that's what I mean by selfishness, because instead of it just being like, I'm going to leave the situation alone, now I'm just holding all my energy on myself. And I don't think selfish is a negative thing unless you make it negative. Unless it makes it where you are in a place where you need to look at the other person's perspective, but you're only thinking about yourself. No.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in a situation where there's 3 things at hand, I'm sorry, I'm going to focus on myself the most. I'm going to still be acknowledging the other 2, but I'm not going to drop myself, because why is there two people on one person and 0 people on the other person? Yeah, you're the one that still needs time? Right. I think you got enough.
This is very targeted.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not.
To add to your point, I feel like making yourself the priority is never the problem.
No.
And I feel like making that more of a practice for yourself when you've realized that you haven't made yourself the priority, especially with certain people in certain situations, is very important. So I'm happy for you that you're taking the time to separate yourself from certain things because you need to take priority in certain situations.
Right.
Like, my brother does this. Like, he's very caring about people, but he ends up carrying all of their weight with him.
Right.
And me and my mom try to tell him, like, you can care about people, but you don't have to carry their issues.
No, you
And I
don't.
feel like that's kind of what you're trying to say. Like, you have to prioritize yourself. And, like, if you're not taking care of you, who is going to take care of you? And sometimes
At the
people
end
just
of
need
the
to
day,
learn how to stand on their own 2 feet.
all you got is yourself.
And
Right.
it's to the point that, like, I think that's just how I am, that the people that I really care about, like, their problems, they can just tell me about it, and I feel the weight of their problems. Not like they're putting it on me, but automatically, like,
You want to help.
it's not even that. I just feel what they're literally feeling. Like, I
She's
can...
an empath.
I was just going to say that.
I
She's
hate
that
an
word.
empath. I'm an empath.
I hate that
so
word.
I actually feel exactly
But
what you're
that's
feeling.
really how it is. Like, someone can walk in a room feeling sad and automatically, like, I feel it here. And it's kind of hard for me to, like...
differentiate which is yours and which is theirs.
Right. And also, I can't turn it off.
No, you can't.
But the thing is, it's like, it's even worse when... It's different if it has nothing to do with me and they're just feeling that. It's even worse when they're feeling this way due to a situation that I'm also involved in. Because then that makes me not only, like, dabble back into the, oh, okay, I feel everything that you're feeling, but now I'm like, wait,
Now you
I feel things too.
Right. Because
Like,
you're
why
tied
am I-
to the situation.
Right.
And your feelings may be conflicting theirs.
Right. And it's just like a whole whirlwind. And while they're just like, well, I feel bad, and I might be treating the people around me badly, but I don't care enough to think about how they're feeling. So I'm just going to think about myself. And I'm over here being overly conscious. And that's what I mean, like, I'm done with that. And it might, in the beginning, come off as rude, but I really could care less. Like, I really don't care. They'll get the hang of it eventually, or they won't. And that makes less accommodating that I have to do.
You can't be people's crutch.
Right.
Like, people have to learn how to stand on their own 2 feet. And, of course, everyone needs support. But if you are... There's a difference between support and dependency.
Right. I'm done with codependence. I'm done with codependence. And I'm never the one that's codependent. Because I deal with my crap on my own. But you think you do. But you don't.
Friends,
We'll just
again,
move on.
this is very targeted. Next topic.
It's not like she's going to watch this. Just cut that part out that I said.
Right.
She's too much.
Should we talk about the N-word?
Yeah.
So, Amaya has words
Banned words.
that are banned.
Right.
To hear.
This might... Yeah, this will be targeted. But... What is the but?
Are we messy?
I don't think there is a but here. It's just this might be targeted.
Well,
Don't get your feelings hurt.
the people that might fit this already know how I feel about this word.
Okay.
About these words. Because
Right.
I've made fun of you for it. Dreadhead.
Right. Right. I fear you can't really run from that one.
Which-
Nonchalant.
We call that the N-word.
Heavy
Right.
on nonchalant, I fear.
Pool.
Pool. Oh, yeah. Pool.
Can we dive into nonchalance?
Yeah, we can.
Because what'd you say the other day? Nonchalance is a cover-up for anxious
Avoidance.
avoidance?
Yeah.
Ooh, what a take.
So,
What a read.
Yeah.
Because-
please explain that for us.
When I was nonchalant, I was hurting so badly.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I treated people was so unfair. And that's another thing.
That's a wonderful thing to be able to say out loud and reflect on and understand.
Right. And that's why I really don't have time for people who swear the world's against me and I have so much. Everybody has things going on.
That's another
So who needs another thing added on that? Because you feel some way. I didn't do it to you. And even if I did do it to you, why don't you open up your mouth and say something rather than making it everybody's problem? Like, so that's why I said being nonchalant is a mask for avoidant attachment. Because, and I'm speaking from experience, when I was nonchalant, it's because I didn't want to deal with it. And because whenever people would bring it up,
When she was nonchalant.
I would be like,
It's just a phase.
I'm like, what? Like, there's nothing even going on. Like, oh, we're all so small in this little world.
So I fear you were going through an existential crisis.
Right. And it's usually nonchalant people, all nonchalant people or most nonchalant people talk like that, where they're just like, I just feel like,
Every day it's the same old
right,
repeating
like the
over
world,
again.
there's so much happening in the
The
world
is
that,
against
like,
me.
Like nothing
what?
is
Like, me
matters.
cheating on you really didn't do anything.
So where'd you pull that from? Where'd you pull that one from?
What? What?
Also, I feel like nonchalance is an emotional cop-out. Like,
100%.
you 100% don't know how to look and reflect on yourself. And a lot of people are scared of themselves. And this isn't a dig at
We were
people.
just talking about this the other day.
Yes. This isn't a dig. Yes. This isn't a dig on people. A lot of people are scared of themselves. Our identities are very fragile.
Mm-hmm.
Our egos are very fragile.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have to face yourself and you have to face that ego and those emotions and the things that you might not figure out that you like about yourself or don't like about yourself, you don't like to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So like nonchalance, like I feel like it's emotional cop out. Like you want to back out away from it because you don't want to look at it, and I fear that just makes you emotionally unintelligent.
Yes. I would agree that I feel like a lot of the time nonchalant people have a low emotional intelligence, and I feel like you may be able to identify what you are feeling, and you may be able to identify what other people are feeling, but are you going to deal with it? Are you, like, especially with yourself, are you going to look inside and think, why am I feeling this way? Why don't I want to confront these things? Why can't I look at myself in the mirror? Do I not like what I see? Do I not like who I am? Do I not like what I stand for? And like with other people, it's like you may not be able to have an emotional, like, deep conversation because, like, you may understand what a person is feeling, but, like, understanding and empathizing are two different things.
Right. And all nonchalant people are just people that are really hurting inside. And they
don't want to deal with it.
Unfortunately came from a place that nobody cared to listen.
Mm-hmm.
So they shut themselves out. And that's what, when Gianna said it's an emotional cop-out, it's literally that. Like, nonchalant is a mask for avoidant attachment. And we can go into what an avoidant attachment is really quickly. It usually
she'll be explaining it next week.
Come on,
Right.
Psych major.
It usually stems from your parents not giving you enough love or giving you too much love, where you felt like, oh, this is my song. That's not what she felt like. Sorry. But this is such a Leo song, but
What song is this?
Obsessed by Mariah Carey.
This is the Leo
I
song.
hate
Yes.
Mariah Carey.
Me too. She's only black when she wants to be.
But,
Um,
well, yes.
And it stems from that. Or it can stem from just early childhood, and that's how people reacted to you. So you learn how to
Early childhood
hide.
is so important. Goodness gracious.
You learn how to hide your feelings, and it really harms. The problem with avoidant is that avoidant attachment doesn't just harm you, but it harms the person that you are in a relationship with. Yes.
This is not a read. Do
Ooh.
you think only children are more susceptible to having avoidant attachment styles because they didn't really have to grow up with a sibling? And I mean that by, like, I feel like a lot of the times growing up with a sibling can be kind of confrontational.
That's a spirit telling you shut up. Nah, I'm just playing. Nah, I'm just playing.
Honestly, I've never seen it be like.
Whoa! Leave me alone!
I've never
Spirit
seen
said that was an
Whoa.
I've never seen it be like more common in only children.
You say, look, you got your license and you got patients lined up.
Right.
No, because just like in the people that I've seen it a lot with older siblings.
Yes.
And I've seen
Well,
it a lot with
that was my point.
younger siblings that have a big age
That's
gap.
happened.
Because they're always also it's like, oh, they mask their feelings because when they did communicate it, it was like, no, you're second mom. Can you stay there?
When you grow up being, like, the oldest in the house, it's like, you are the second parent. Especially if you
Right.
have a single-parent household, you are the second parent in that household.
Right.
And you kind of have to hide your feelings.
You have to hide your feelings more than the parent.
Yes, you are secondary. Your
Right.
younger sibling is going to look to you
Right.
to be strong. Because
And the
sometimes
parent's going to look to you.
100%. Sometimes it's hard to go to your parents, and the younger sibling will go to the older sibling for help.
Right.
And if the older sibling's having a breakdown, how is the younger sibling going
Right.
to feel safe going to the older
Right.
sibling?
And
So it's
then-
like, if she's falling apart, how can I be okay?
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, I feel like with siblings, it can be a lot of comparison too.
Yeah.
Depending on, like, what happened. Man, I don't know. I'm an only child, and I'll tap into the only child part in a second. But siblings, it's a lot of, like, oh, your brother or sister, yada, yada, yada. Or some. If you are the picture child, if you are the child that creates the standard and constantly
Which
lives
is
up to
usually
the
the
standard,
oldest child.
whether you like it or not, then you aren't expected to be anything other than that standard. And
Right.
while it's not intentional, because I don't want to say parents do that on purpose. There's no
No.
book to parenting, okay?
Right.
Like, I don't like calling parenting bad, and I don't like to say, like, a lot, unless it's actual abuse, right?
Right.
But,
I'm
because I'm
nobody's
not
mama.
a parent. I've never birthed a kid out my womb.
Right. Right.
Out my womb. So it's like, I don't know what parenting is. I know what it's like to be parented. I know what it's like to be a child, but I don't know what it's like to have a child myself. I don't know how that mess with your brain. But, yeah, siblings, it's a lot of, like, this kid does this, and this kid lives up to the image that I want. Maybe I'm thinking from a narcissist perspective. But that's another thing.
Well,
What
sometimes
minds do,
parents,
too.
like, it's like, you are going to do all the things that I didn't get to do.
Yes.
And that goes with genders, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes,
Oh, yes.
most of the time it's the older sibling, but God forbid it's a single parent household, and that younger child is the same gender as the parent.
Right.
Why am I the second mom to someone who's closer to 10 years older than me than 2?
Right.
Like, what are we doing here?
Right.
So, and that's why I was also saying that, like, people, like, it can literally be, you can be the youngest, you can be the oldest, you could be the middle child, you can be the only child, and there are still ways that avoidant attachment manifests.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, usually only children aren't avoidant. They're usually anxious attachment, just because they rely on their parents, and they also have and assuming that this is the perfect family of 2 parents, they have two people that are spending most of their time at home directed towards them.
Right.
So they've never had a place where they couldn't feel like they couldn't talk to anyone, or they didn't feel like they couldn't communicate things. So when they grew up, they became super clingy. So, but usually, with anxious avoidance and only with kids that are like the only child, there's a lot of different factors at play, meaning there's probably things that they were hiding from
They
their
didn't like
parents.
that.
Right.
Wow.
I'm guessing the ghost in here is like a closet lesbian.
So now let's break that perfect
And an only child.
picture perfect mold
Yes.
of the only children in the perfect household. Only children with a single parent household. I can see the avoidant attachment style because yes, attention is always on you, but when you're an only child to a single parent, it's like, I know you're devoting yourself to provide. So how much can I come to you? And how much can I really get through in myself before I have to come to you? You know what I mean? But
that's a lot of an older sibling thing too.
And I was raised by an older sibling.
Right.
So, like, I feel like the birth order of, like, who your parents are and, like, who you
100%.
are truly affects you as a person.
100%. Because it impacts how they parent.
Oh
Yes.
my god. I am the only daughter and the youngest child, and my mom was like, you are going to be everything I couldn't be. Guess what my mom is? The only daughter and the youngest child to a mom that was like, you are going to be everything that I couldn't be. My grandma, she originally liked art, and then she decided to go into the medical field. My mom went to an art high school, then she went to the medical field. Guess what I was doing in high school? Art. And now I'm about to go to dermatology.
Break the chain.
Right.
Bruh, I need money.
2025 breaking all generational curses.
I need money. Y'all don't know me yet, but my grandma and my mom both make bank. So...
She's gonna follow in their footsteps.
Sure am. I'm just not going to be a nurse.
Creating
like
that generational wealth.
That they tried to stop.
I mean, that bloodline's going to end unless my brother gets someone pregnant.
That's so real. You know
Unless
what?
I get a surrogate. Well, I'll be rich, so
That's
I'll be
so
able
real,
to do that.
man. Like, I don't want no kids. And it's so crazy to go into a profession where I will be working with kids every day.
Oh, right. You
But
don't even need
it's-
them.
Would you
like-
want to surrogate?
What's
talking
that?
to me?
Giving people my eggs?
Like,
You are the incubator.
your husband and
Your
your egg mix, and then it goes into someone else's body.
I wouldn't want that either. I just don't want kids.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, like, would you surrogate for another person?
Would I be the womb holder for someone else?
Yes.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think I'm not.
Pregnancy is not for me.
Man, I don't think pregnancy is for me, one, but I also don't feel like motherhood is for me.
Oh, my legs.
But, like, if I ever had a kid, it's not saying that I'm automatically going to be a terrible mother.
Yeah,
No, I
100%.
don't think.
I think you'd be a good mom.
Thank you. I don't think that. It's just the fact that it's like I don't.
Not everyone wants kids. You don't even have to have a reason.
But like I do have a reason. It's just really hard to articulate. But if I were to have a kid, it would suck, but I would want like only one kid. And I know, that kind of sucks because it comes with its pros and cons. Because I know I'm an only kid, and it's like damn. But like, I would want to make sure that I got like family around me, and I mean family their age, like. Because growing up around all adults, that's
Right.
not fun. Oh, it's not fun.
I low-key liked it.
Oh, well, I mean, what?
I think
Well.
it did cause me to have an inability to talk to kids my own age, though.
Like, it felt like there was, like, a glass barrier
Yes.
between me and other people at times. And
Yes.
I was like, I don't
Because
know.
I came to college and I was like, how do I have a conversation with, like, a sophomore in college? Because,
Really?
like, yes. Like, it's so much easier to go to my professor for help than it is to go to another kid.
Okay.
I don't know why it's so difficult for me to talk to my peers. Because, like, I guess it goes with, like, the whole making friends thing. Because, like, other freshmen, totally fine. The minute I find out that you are not in my class, my brain is like, this person is superior to you. And
Wow.
you
We've
have
had
to
this
earn your
conversation.
place in their presence.
See, I got the opposite effect, where it's like, if someone's older than me and they automatically think that there's respect given, automatically I'm gonna come at you crazy. Because I came from a family where older people thought that because I'm older than you, you must respect me.
Right.
You're not about to come at me.
Break that generational curse too.
Right. You're not about to come to me. I'm a 10-year-old and you're talking to me crazy.
Right.
I jump back and it's like, oh, who raised you?
Mm.
Who raised you? You're picking fights with someone who's
10 years
a tenth
old,
of
who's
your
not even
age.
fully
Literally.
mentally developed, that can't even formulate an argument most of the time.
What are we doing? So
That's my problem.
I don't know. I just feel like older people, people that are just older than me, I look to them as it depends the type of person they are. Because some people, I'm just like, damn, they're really older than me. It feels like they're literally my twin sister. But to other people, I'm like, I can take a lot from you and I can see what you did, and either try to follow in those footsteps because I like where you went, or look at it and being like, okay, this didn't work out for them, so let me stay away from that. Luckily, I don't think I've ever been unless they're 30 years older than me or a significant age gap, that's when I get more uncomfortable around them than anything. But yeah, and honestly, I get really uncomfortable with people who are younger than me. I always feel like I'm doing something wrong. And
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why. And it's definitely some of the reasons are definitely mental illness reasons or past history, but that's also another reason why I don't want to have kids. It's just because the genetic mental illnesses that are going to get passed off, I don't want them to have to deal with that. And unfortunately,
Don't want to give them that fruit salad.
Fruit salad.
They got a plethora of things, a myriad of things that they can be.
Come on, myriad.
And I don't know. And also, I have so many health disorders that I can't procreate with someone who has a certain genetic pool, or the second that I have a kid and they start bleeding, they will bleed out. Things like that. I'm not trying to mess with that.
The biology talk went crazy.
What biology talk?
Genetic pool.
Oh.
No, but continue.
Oh, no, I
love
mean,
that.
that's just why.
Not that. I don't love that.
Well, yes. But there's that, but I would also I think it's not, I wouldn't want to say trauma, but it's just me seeing how someone who is exactly like me raised their kids. And this is how I turned out. And I turned out great. I could have been worse. I obviously could have been better. Everybody could have been better, but I definitely could have been worse. But it's also I do believe that I'll know what not to do, but it's also I don't want to.
Because there are things you can't help.
Right. So it's just I could work through it with them, but it's just I'd rather not. I don't know, my opinion could really change, but I think what also makes it a double negative is the fact that I'm terrified of pregnancy. I don't want a baby in me. I don't want to have to do anything you need to do to get pregnant. I don't want to have to birth a baby. I don't want to have to do anything with a baby that you have to do before they can learn how to walk and potty train. I don't want to do any of that. So maybe I'm just not supposed to be a mother. And I'll be a great aunt after that age. Because I'm sorry.
I'll send the kids to you once they can walk and they can pee by themselves.
And I'll be I'll meet them, but if they're
no sleepovers.
If they're yo, my low-key, can you change his diaper?
Hell no. I hate changing diapers.
I love changing diapers.
Right.
I'm so excited to be a mom. I think I'm gonna be a good mom.
We think you're gonna be a good mom too.
Yes.
About that.
I'm so excited.
I hate changing diapers. I've never changed a diaper, and I think I might pass out if I do.
That's crazy because you have a younger sibling.
Right, and they knew. They're damn, his diaper's full. Who are you looking at?
Who you looking to?
I'm like, yeah, hey.
That's
My
Like,
nephews
man.
literally come to me, like, their parents are like, okay, we gotta change your diaper. They're like, I want Nene to change my diaper. I'm
Yeah,
like,
Yeah,
yes!
no. If they came to me, they're like, oh, I want Amaya to change it. Well, kid, you're gonna learn today. We don't always get things
This
that
is
we
the
want.
day you learn to wipe your own butt.
Yo,
Right.
Amaya is every toddler's supervillain.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Because in my head, you're an adult. I'm not about to baby talk you. You do something wrong. Now I'm gonna talk to you like I'm your boss.
it's
Now why did you do that?
well,
Now this is gonna dock your
not a
pay.
That's not a bad
perfectly-
thing.
And as someone who worked in a preschool, like, you can definitely tell when children are either talked at or talked to. And it's
Mhm.
because you can withhold conversations with children who are talked to by their parents.
Yes.
And it's so funny. They're so funny when they're the kids that are, like, actively engaged
'Cause they can hold
in
a conversation with you.
adults, their parents specifically. Like, it's
But
not
those
like,
are the parents that talk to their kids.
Yes.
Like the parents that, like, will
Jesus.
read to their kids at night or will, like,
just
talk to them.
And I mean, like, talk, like,
I'm not
have a
even
regular
touching it.
conversation like how we are. Will it be, like, to the
it's not gonna be
higher
crazy.
intelligence that we are? No.
It's
But
like,
it's
how was your day today? Tell me about what you did. Like,
Right. Like,
just little stuff like
those
that will
little
really build a
conversational
kid's, like,
pieces
conversational skills.
are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, when you can tell a kid's being, like, talked at, it's very, not that it's hard to talk to them, but it's like,
It's hard to
It's
keep
like
it.
you're
You're
going-
carrying the conversation.
it's like I could have walked straight to you, but instead I have to walk around the block to get to you.
Mm.
And, man, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
I just want to preface this by saying I don't hate little kids. Okay, like little
Ooh,
kids, I
I have a
honestly
story for
don't
that.
care about them enough for me to hate them. You know what I mean? Like they're just human beings. It's like me sitting here and being like, guys, I swear I don't hate old people. I don't. Like I'm not sitting here thinking about them. Like I don't
Yes.
care. They just exist.
Yes.
So that's how it is because obviously I have a little brother. He's 14 years younger than me, and that little demon I love with my whole heart. And because he knows, he knows what not to do. He'll try it, and he won't try it again. So, and I'm not the type of person that hits them either. So don't get any
Like that
ideas.
generational curse too.
Mm-hmm.
I once had this sub back in high school, and like I said, my
You told us
education
this.
class was a separate building. She used to say she like hated kids from the moment she got down there. She wasn't in the preschool or anything. She was in the high school room. She's like, I hate kids. I don't like them. I'll punch them. Whoa.
That's crazy.
You're like within 10 feet.
To say
of
as an
children.
educator is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you're a sub, mama. What are you doing? One day, the pre-K teacher had to go like run up to the main building. So what she had to do as a sub was literally sit in the door. They had the sophomores in there like holding it down. She didn't have to go into that classroom or like be in contact with kids or nothing. She sat at the door like this the entire time. She was later cursed out by this one girl I know.
Well,
And she never came down the sub for us again. I'll
That'll
tell
do
you
it.
that. But I feel like it's such a red flag when people like genuinely have a hatred for kids, like a full-on hatred. Like I can understand people getting like a little annoyed by kids, because
but this is such a pure being.
yes, it is. It is a pure being, and I feel like I have the most patience for kids because they don't know what they're doing. They're just living.
They just
Those
got
are the
here.
most free-spirited people ever. They genuinely don't know what's going on. But like to
And
genuinely
everything you do to them, they will, if it does affect them enough, it will literally affect them for the rest of their life.
Exactly.
They're so impressionable.
Exactly. They're sponges. But like the fact that like you sit there and you look at like a toddler and you're like, yeah, I hate kids.
That's
You
like-
what?
No, that's weird.
You what? You demon spawn? Go. I don't know how else to describe you. Like it's just like,
That's so weird.
How could you dislike something so pure?
It's,
and I feel like that just proves that you got bad juju in you. Like I feel like you're really like a spawn from hell.
we can get into the spiritual thing real quick, but like to show that you are spiritually aligned and that your vibrations are doing everything that they're supposed to, you can tell by the way that the universe responds to you. So
Through children.
animals love you and children love you. And now this is coming from someone that, like I just told you, my whole attitude about kids. When there is a kid at an event, when there is a baby at an event, The second they put them on that ground, they are somehow coming to me. I'm looking everywhere like, yo, where's this kid's mom?
so
Where's this
cute.
kid's mom?
Where's this
But-
kid's mom?
That's how it is. With animals, I love them from afar, but I'm terrified of them up close. I don't know what it is with me with like animals and bugs. That's just how it is. Whenever I'm outside, whenever there's a deer,
The
either
bees
here,
love you.
bro, like,
Yeah.
and it low-key pisses me off because it's like, yo, like, I know you're not gonna sting me, but like in here, it's like I don't know the difference between a bee stinging me and me being held at gunpoint. So, see, the ghost agrees. So, I'm just like, but that's a good way to tell that your vibrations are on the track to where they should be, or
When
that they're good.
genuinely pure things like have an attraction towards you. Cause like what are animals?
I hope
foot
you guys
is-
all saw Danae's foot grow me.
My foot is genuinely pure,
Wow.
and she's attracted to you.
I don't think so.
Wow.
Whenever I say mama, I don't say it like how y'all say it. I say it in Spanish,
It's
so
so
instead of
funny.
like mamas, I say come here, mamas.
The only problem with this is that I don't say like mamas. I say it in Spanish, so instead of saying like come here mamas, I'll be like come here mama.
Any final thoughts?
Stay true.
Ew!
My final last words is I hate mass lesbians.
So we're actually gonna have to like bleep that out because
No.
that's like
Because our mass lesbian friend, I say it to her all the time, so she knows what's up.
that's like saying like so actually I can say
I
the
have black
N-word
friends.
because I know black people. So like
well,
actually my
I
cousin's
actually
dog walker's
hate
grandma
mass
is a black
lesbians.
person.
Well, you had a mask lesbian phase.
Yes, she
Oh,
did, bro.
yes.
Yo,
That's what
dropping the pictures of a
We're not sending those photos, bruh.
For your future
but that
employer
definitely
to
has to be
find.
bleeped out because she just expressed hatred towards a group of people.
This entire
Oh
like
no! All the mass lesbians are gonna now degrade me? Aww.
she's
that
into
shit.
that.
Yeah. You guys all fell into my little trap. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm done with mass lesbians. I'm so serious, bruh. But if you're a fan, hit me up.
Right. So I think this is the perfect place
Wait, cut that part
to
out.
end. Make sure to
Yeah.
smash that like button and hit that subscribe.
And
Did that make you happy?
Yes, and
comment what religion you are.
no.
If
And
you're my
that-
mom,
Leave a Bible verse
leave a Bible verse in the
that
comments.
you think that would help us.
Yes. And that's all for this episode of Twin Bed Talks. Thank you for coming. Maybe one day we'll upgrade the scenery, but as of right now, here are the twin beds.
Right.
Aw, we're so cute.
Bye bye.